ever wonder what might have been so uncertain the first time about where to begin? You put it all on the line, hoping someone will see what you are.
Living Impaired is the story of a very dysfunctional Irish-American family who gets together for one long, complicated weekend at the family's beaten-up, run-down fishing camp in Toms River, New Jersey, to see their eccentric patriarch off to the great beyond. It's a little bit of Big Chill meets Death at a Funeral. It's a life comedy about the inconvenience of dying. 10 years ago, my own dad was passing away on the East Coast. And at the very same time, we were prepping to go down to Cuba to shoot a documentary. And my partner said to me, you know, you go and be with the family and I'll stay here and get us ready. And I did. I said, okay. And I went and I was there for about the last month or so. And, you know, my writer side of me really kicked in and I just really started to observe, you know, how people respond in these kinds of big event situations. Everything rises, you know. What you think you've looked at may rise again, and what you haven't looked at can really rise at this time. And I was so observant of, you know, what my mother was saying, what my brothers said, his sister, and just the things that people were doing and saying and behaving. And I'd call up my partner at night, I'd share these with him, and he'd say, after a while, he finally said, we have to write this. This is life. And at that moment, we really committed to the script, to the development of the script. As a writer, I've always believed that, you know, you write the best material when it comes from what you've lived, what you've experienced, you know, moments with people, events, circumstances in your own life. It's more authentic when it comes from you. So yeah, I mean, it was based on my own dad's story. And what we did in terms of developing the script was we took composites of characters. We created a world that really doesn't exist in my family, a fishing camp world, but we did that for the purpose of putting this ensemble of people, this family together. From there, we began to create the cinematic world that presently exists in the material as it stands right now. For me, it all starts with the material. It starts with the script. That's what you work off of. That's what actors are going to respond to, really good actors. I believe the character drives every story. That's always been the first and foremost thing for me in everything that I've written, that creating character based on real people, composites of real people, dimensional characters. It's those people that drive a story forward. We don't have a story without character. I believe in the script. It's a well-crafted script. And, you know, being in the development phase for a long time is great, but I want to share the art with the world. And I believe there's a message here. Many of us looking at the subject of death and dying and facing our mortality, we're seeing our parents off. I have seen my parents off. And I understand that process. Making this movie, writing this material, and making this movie is a continuation of that process. I really know that for myself. And if I feel that way, if I feel like I've healed, I've gotten perspective, I've gotten comfort, I've identified with something, then I really know that this material is going to land. I just think it's very, very timely. I think that audiences are craving more movies, stories that they can identify with. Films like The Descendants, films like The King's Speech. These are independent films that are all about relationships, about people interacting with one another and learning from each other and changing, going through something that is important to them and coming out a changed person. The ups and the downs, the triumphs, the failures, the mistakes, just those deeper feelings. And I think there's an identification that's happening with people. We all need that right now. We need to know we're not alone. We have been working to create the funding for this film for a little over 2 years now. And we are ready to go. We have a great script, we have a great cast, we have a great team, we have a well-executed business plan, and what we're looking to create and attract to us is the funding. I'm looking forward to being on the ground with this movie as the director, really being in that creative flow with the team that I've assembled, that symphony of give and take and artistry, and bringing something to life. That excites me. The idea of that is what continues to keep me moving forward with this in many ways. I want to make this movie because I wrote it from a place of contribution. I wrote it from a place of wanting to express themes that were important to me and themes that I was looking at, that I was working through, facing death, looking at my own mortality through the losses that I've lived through in my life, my mother, my father, my brother. We have a dark comedy here. We have an absurd comedy. And I think you need to laugh. You need to laugh at the unpleasant and the uncomfortable moments in life. I would love the audience to take away comfort. I would like the audience to have laughed. I would like the audience to have cried. I would like the audience to have experienced their own humanity by watching this film. I would like them to take away the idea that we're all human and there's nothing perfect, and we're all here to forgive, to love, and to be as present moment with each other as possible. And to me, that's one of the, messages or I think emotional occurrences that happens in our story.
That's how they get the best of you. They take it